Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be my Best in Beauty 2017 for my face products. Now, I really wanted to combine face products and lip products together, but I didn't realize how many face products I actually have. I have like a shit ton because I fell in love with so many new face products this year from the drugstore, like powders, highlighters, blushes. Basically, every single blush I'm mentioning is a drugstore blush because I didn't think I would have to mention my Becca blushes or MAC or Makeup Geek again because you guys know I love those. So I was just going to talk about ones that you guys know that I already love. So, I mean, ones that are new that I fell in love with this year. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit um, lip products in this video because it's going to be way too long. So, I think we're going to start off with primers and we're just going to go from there. So, you guys know this is one of my favorite primers. Also, I'm snowed in again today, so I was going to be wearing like something different today, and I would have worn something, you know, a lot cuter for this video, but I just threw on some neutral makeup. I'm still wearing foundation and blush and highlight. I'm not wearing bronzer today because I just didn't feel like wearing it. Um, I did go out with my mom for a little bit to the supermarket, but that was about it. And yesterday I was snowed in completely, so I filmed products I wanted to use up in 2017, the final update, and today I'm filming my Best in Beauty face products. I think I'm going to do lip products tomorrow and film that tomorrow night. So anyway, yeah, I was supposed to go to happy hour with some of my girlfriends today, but everybody bailed because it's too cold and the roads are still really shitty, so we're going to go next week instead. So I'm definitely going to have a more eventful week next week. But today and yesterday, pretty much the snow ruined everything. So anyway, I'm going to start off with my favorite primer ever. It's still my favorite primer. There really is nothing else that can top this primer for me. This is the Stila One Step Corrector. I love it so much. I don't really have to get into how much I love this primer because you guys already know. I mentioned this so many times on my channel. This is always my go-to primer. Whenever I want to make my makeup last forever, this is the primer I go for. I love it so much, and I will continue to use this all the time, and I will continue to repurchase it because I love it so much, because I just love that it's just a one-step process, that it just makes your skin so smooth and bright and smooth for foundation application, and it just makes your foundation last for such a long time, and I love it. So yeah, I love it so much. And then two drugstore primers, and that's about it, because I don't really try a lot of new primers because primers are damn expensive, dude, but I found two from the drugstore that I really loved this year that are only like $5 each. The first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. I actually really love this. It's so moisturizing for dry skin. It just feels like you're putting on an extra layer of moisturizer when you do your foundation. Especially if you're not like that type of person that puts on your foundation right after your moisturizer. I typically wait a little while, especially if I don't have to get ready till like the middle of the day for work or something. I won't apply my primer until I'm ready to do my makeup. So my foundation will already have like enough time to settle into my skin. No, not foundation. My moisturizer settling, foundation settling into your skin isn't that good. But this just makes my face so moisturized and hydrated, especially if I combine it with the Smashbox Primary Water, which you guys know is like one of my ride or die products too. I didn't have to mention that again either because I love it so much. But this is really, really awesome stuff, and I think I'm almost like done with it. I feel like this is a pretty light bottle, but this is only $5, so I will definitely go out and repurchase this, or I'm probably going to try some other drugstore primers this year. So please give me some recommendations. I would love to try some new drugstore primers. I might switch entirely to drugstore primers and not even bother with high-end ones anymore, because they are so friggin' expensive, dude. Like, they're like $40. Like, I have not bought a expensive primer since the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and that was like $40. I'm like, I don't know why I'm spending so much money on primers. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This was a repurchase, like, from a, I think I had purchased the Poreless Primer before this, so then I just decided to get the Mineral Infused Face Primer and give it a go. And this is so good, you guys. This is like $4. And it reminds me of the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this is just so good. It just really just gets the job done of priming your skin. It's a really nice, smooth, silicone-based primer. And it just feels so nice on your skin and makes your foundation go on really smoothly. So I really like this guy as well. And that's it for face products. So, I mean face products, for face primers. Now let's get into foundations. I have quite a few foundations to talk about, you guys, because I tried a bunch of foundations this year. So I'm going to go in order with the ones that I like really fell in love with first. I think this was actually the first one because I think I got this with a gift card that my brother got for me last Christmas, and then I purchased this after that. And I ended up falling in love with this foundation. I have 3 drugstore options and actually 4 drugstore options and 2 high-end foundations, because one high-end foundation I fell in love with later this year, but I have to talk about it because it might be one of my new holy grails. But that's the only product I'm cheating on. The other ones are all products that I tried earlier this year and have been loving since I tried them. So the first foundation, of course, is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Fit Me Foundation. And this one, I'm not going to read the whole name, but it's for normal to dry skin, and this one's in the shade 110 Porcelain. I probably have talked about this like a gajillion times already, but it's just such a hydrating, dewy, and smooth foundation. It basically does what it says on the bottle. It's just such a good foundation, you guys. And I always use this when I just want something that I know is hydrating and feels really nice on the skin, that I'm only going to be wearing foundation for a little while, because I don't wear this for long wear because it's very dewy. But it just feels so nice on the skin. I haven't worn it in a little while. I need to wear it again very soon. I'll probably wear it like tomorrow or something. We'll see. Depending on if I even go to work tomorrow, because like sometimes if they have too many people scheduled, sometimes they'll call you and say, hey, you don't need to come in. So I'm hoping I'm working tomorrow so I can actually wear makeup, because I didn't really wear makeup yesterday, and today I just threw on eyeshadow for this video, and I didn't have any eyeshadow on when I went out with my mom. I just had foundation and blush and highlight and a lipstick and some mascara. So, because my mom always rushes me out of the house anyway. But anyway, love this guy. And this one's only like $6, but it's such a great foundation though. Okay, then the next one, probably just sticking with drugstore foundations. Maybelline, I swear, like really had my heart this year. And the other one that I really, really loved this year is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Transforming Foundation. The only thing that I would say about, look how messy this bottle is, by the way. It gets so messy on the inside. But the only thing that I would say about the Maybelline foundations is that they do go a little bit tan on me. This one is in the shade Ivory, and I don't think they have a lighter shade in this. This one's in the shade Porcelain, so this one's not as orange on me. It's a little bit more of like a, not really orange, it's kind of like a tannish color, but it's not like too tan. It's like just oxidizes enough that I can get away with it. This one's definitely a little bit more tan ivory, and because it's called Ivory, I feel like it's more like ivory rather than porcelain. Obviously, if it's called Ivory, Caitlin, I mean, come on. I just looked directly into my light. That is so bright. Oh my god, I have to like lower this more. This light is so freaking bright, man. Why do I keep on looking at it? Oh my god. Oh, jeez, it's like blinding me. Holy crap. You know what? I'm just gonna turn it away from me. You can still see me. Anyway, I just cannot deal with it right now. Oh my god, I like looked at it like 20 times. Hold on. I started talking and I didn't even hit the damn record button. Okay, so the next foundation we have to mention is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup Titanium Dioxide Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 17 in the shade Warm Porcelain W1. Before I jump into this one, I just wanted to say that this was a great foundation. It had a nice medium coverage. It did oxidize a little bit on me, but I really did love this. I didn't wear it for a long period of time. I probably will test this out more for that. I love how like there's like a dent in the like bottle. There's like a quarter of a dent, but I really love wearing these Maybelline foundations for like shorter shifts, and they're just really beautiful foundations. So I definitely love those too. But this one also had my heart this year. This is a great foundation from the drugstore. It's so full coverage and it's so beautiful on the skin. This is definitely one of my favorite full coverage foundations I tried this year. and it has a nice, beautiful, full coverage to it. It just looks so good on your skin. I'm definitely going to wear this again. I wanted to wear it today to remind myself of how much I loved it, but since I didn't go out, I just wore my other favorite drugstore foundation that I'm about to talk about right now. But this is an awesome foundation as well. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so the next foundation I wanted to talk about is the last drugstore foundation that I'm talking about, and I'm actually wearing this one on my face today. I probably have mentioned this like 3 times already on my channel, but I fell hard for this foundation. I love it so much. This is probably this is like my holy grail drugstore foundation. This is the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Foundation Firmer Even Skin Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Hypoallergenic in the shade Cool Vanilla. Look how much I've used of this already. I'm basically almost halfway through the bottle. As you can see, I was in love with this foundation. It is so creamy and hydrating on the skin. It gives you just such a beautiful, dewy, beautiful, like invisible coverage foundation. Like it just looks so skin-like. It's crazy, but it just evens out your skin tone, but it gives you the coverage that you want without being like, it's like a light coverage, but it covers everything so beautifully that like your natural skin still pokes out, but it covers enough that it still like shows some of your freckles, but it's just so beautiful. Like I cannot tell you how much I love this foundation, you guys. I think that this is so beautiful for dry skin. I highly thank Kathleen Lights for introducing me to this foundation because she would constantly rave about this one and the other foundation that they have. I forget what it's called, but I feel like I have to try that one too just because I fell in love so hard with this foundation. This one is a pricier drugstore foundation, but I got it during a promo at Ulta, so I only got it for like $9.99. But I would pay full price for this. I think the full price is like $16. I would totally pay $16 for this because I think it's so worth it. I would probably even pay $40 for this foundation, just as much as my more high-end foundations because I freaking love this. It is so good. I cannot say enough good things about it. It's awesome, and I love it so much. So that is like my go-to foundation for like lighter makeup days. Whenever I just want to wear something that's weightless, I will just go for that. I have been reaching for that so much, and I wear it at least twice a week because it's one of my favorite foundations to wear. Okay, then the next foundation, I guess we just went in order of drugstore and then we're getting into a couple of high-end foundations, but I only have 2 this year. I didn't want to mention the Giorgio Armani or the Tarte or anything like that this year because you guys know how much I actually do love those foundations. I am freezing my butt off over here. Like, I feel like I have to angle my space heater more towards me, so I think I'm going to do that really, really quick. Man, it's such a work for me to film sometimes, I swear. I am freezing my butt off. Oh my god, that does feel better already. Okay, so anyway, so the first high-end foundation that I fell in love with this year, of course, this is like no surprise, is the Dior Skin Forever Perfect Makeup Everlasting Wear Pore Refining Effect with Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 35 Shine Control Foundation. And this one's in the shade 014, which I believe is the lightest shade, which I think this is called Ivory. This foundation is just so gorgeous on the skin, you guys. It's such a beautiful coverage, and I think I used this in a Sephora VIB First Impressions video if you guys really want to see it in action. But every time I wear this foundation, I love how it looks on my skin. It just, again, gives you a beautiful full coverage, but it's not like a mask. It just looks so beautiful and just makes your skin look gorgeous. And this lasts such a long time. I love it so much. It does oxidize though, so be careful. But other than that, I love it on my skin. It just makes my skin look so gorgeous, and I love wearing this for long periods of time as well. It's actually a really good, long-lasting foundation. I mean, that's what it claims, I'm pretty sure. It says everlasting wear, but yeah, this foundation is bomb, and I highly recommend it. I love it so much. And then a recent find, this is the one product that I'm going to mention that I didn't really try until the end of 2017. I've only been using this for a couple of weeks, but I've been using it enough. Like I probably have used this like 6 or 7 times already that I'm already like hardcore in love with this that I have to mention it. I just picked it up like 2 or 3 weeks ago and I've been falling like this is the only foundation I want to wear now. I've only been wearing this foundation and the number 7 and probably the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. Those are like the only 3 foundations I've been grabbing for lately. And this one is and I haven't hauled this one yet, but I just need to talk about it. So this is the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup Oxynoxate Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Wear in Comfort Retouch Free Divine Perfection Foundation. And this one is in the shade 210 Buff N. Oh my god. Oh my god. This foundation is so gorgeous. I think I might even love it more than the Dior foundation, which is crazy because it does not oxidize as much as the Dior foundation does. I find like this is such a perfect match for my skin tone, even more than this one. And I probably even like how this looks on my skin more than the Dior one, because the Dior one can crease a little bit around my smile lines, but it's nothing too crazy. It still looks gorgeous. But this one does not crease at all. Does not crease around my smile lines at all, around my nose, nothing. Does not settle into my wrinkles. This one can settle a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. I still love how it looks on my skin. I still love this foundation. But this might be my new favorite ride or die foundation, you guys. That's how much I love this. It just makes your skin look so beautiful. It's so weightless on the skin. It's such a beautiful skin tone match for me. I love it so much. It's so comfortable. And I just thought that this was going to be like a really matte, like very drying foundation on me. Because when I got it, the girls in Sephora, like the girl that was helping me, she told me that this is a very matte foundation, so you might need to use like a very hydrating primer. I find that whatever I use with this, I love it, and it's not drying whatsoever. I love it. And the other 2 foundations I was interested in, besides this one, was the YSL All Hours foundation and the Fenty Beauty foundation. And the girl told me that this is going to be my best option because this one is definitely the best for dry skin. And I am so happy I picked this one up. I'm not even interested in those 2 because I just love this so much. It's so pretty. And it comes with a really nice pump. And I could not mention this. I love it so much. So we'll see if it still stays a favorite in 2018. But so far, obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, can we finally move on to concealers now, Caitlin? So the one concealer that I have to mention first, I think I picked this up during the April VIB sale, and I think I'm almost done with it. But I fell in love so hard with this concealer this year. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer, and this one is in the shade Fair Light. It's just so hydrating, so beautiful. It just doesn't really crease on me. It just blends out so beautifully. I love this concealer. It has so much more coverage than the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer and the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. Those both claim to be very hydrating concealers, but this one definitely takes the cake. This was definitely my favorite one that I tried this year. By far, this like beat all my other concealers this year. It's just like so hydrating. It blends out so easily, and I just love this. It's just as good as the foundation. It's just my favorite concealer this year by far. So good. But I will mention a couple of, I'm just going to mention these all together because I just mentioned these in my, okay, so I'm going to mention like most of these together because I just put these all in my drugstore top 5 video, and they're all drugstore concealers, so I'm just going to mention them all really quickly together. So these are the 4 that I'm going to talk about. The first one was my favorite concealer in that video. This is my favorite drugstore concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I love this concealer. It's so convenient to apply. You just wipe it under your eyes, on your nose, and everything, and it's so soft, the applicator. I love this roller ball. It's so much better than the Milani one. I hate that one. This one is just so easy to apply. It blends out gorgeously. It's so creamy. does not crease. I love this concealer so much. It's amazing. And this one's in the shade Fair. This is definitely my favorite concealer besides the Tarte one. And then the next one is another Maybelline concealer. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal by Face Studio Camouflaging Concealer. This is a really good concealer as well, and this one's in the shade 10 Fair. I got this one around the same time that I got the Fit Me foundation. I don't know why this goes up so much. It drives me friggin' nuts, man. But yeah, this is awesome, and I love it. It's a really nice full coverage concealer, so you don't really need much of it, and it's a very creamy concealer. I love it so much. Then the next one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and this one's in the shade, I think it's in the shade Light Ivory. They don't have a lighter shade than that. That's the only thing that kind of annoys me about this one, is that it's tanner than the actual foundation of the Wet n Wild foundation. But I definitely loved this more than the foundation. It's just like, it is more of a drier consistency, the formula, but it's just so good. I think it blends out so nicely, and it really doesn't crease that much at all on me. I just think it's a really good concealer, so this was definitely one of my go-tos this year as well. I think I've almost used it up. I am fallen so hard for Wet n Wild products this year. And then the last concealer is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and this one is in the shade Fair. Yeah, this one is a bomb-ass concealer, too. This is porcelain, actually. And it's so creamy and hydrating, and it looks so beautiful under the eyes. It's so hydrating and really has beautiful coverage. It has, like, pretty much full coverage, but it's so hydrating. This is definitely, like, one of my favorite concealers that I've tried in 2017. This one is just, it's bomb. I love it so much. So I definitely found some great concealers this year. I probably will repurchase all of these. The Maybelline one, it's already my second one. The Tarte one I probably will repurchase because I love this so much. But yeah, definitely some great finds. These were probably my two favorites this year though. I love the Maybelline one, but I think I've been using that since 2016. But these are definitely my two favorite finds this year. They are so awesome. Okay, and now we're just going to talk about some face powders. So definitely my Ride or Die favorite powder this year, and I think I talked about it last year, but it's definitely a second time winner because this is still my favorite powder of all time. This is my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. I love this so much, you guys. Like, it's just so beautiful on the skin. It's so silky, so weightless. Every time I wear it, I don't find any other powder feels better than this one or looks better on my skin. I just find it so lightweight and so beautiful on my skin for my dry skin, and I just love it. So I don't really have anything else to say about it. As you can see, I've used the shit out of it, so I just love it so much. And then I wanted to talk about 3 drugstore face products this year for powders, because I tried a lot of, I just spit, didn't I? I just tried a bunch of face powders from the drugstore this year, and I loved all 3 of these. They're all so good. So the first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder, and this one is in the shade Warm Light. This is so good for just light makeup days where you don't want to wear a lot of powder on your skin. You just want something to smooth out your skin. This is a great dupe for the MAC Marley Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. Kathleen Lights said the same thing on her channel, and I was literally thinking the same thing before she even said it on her channel. I was like, this feels like this is like a dupe for the MAC Marley Skin Finish Natural, and I'm actually wearing the MAC one today. I've been wearing it for like the past 2 days just to throw on a powder because I just want to use it up. And this is more translucent than that one. This is just a very lightweight, weightless powder, and it's just really beautiful on the skin. It's just really good for lighter makeup days. It just makes your skin feel so smooth. Okay, then the next one is the NYX HD Finishing Powder. Again, this is a super smoothing powder. It kind of reminds me of the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. Ooh, please don't drop it, Caitlin. Oh my god. But this is very lightweight on the skin as well. I love this powder. I think it was just such a good find for me this year. It's just so beautiful on the skin, and I love it. I don't really have much to say about powders because what can you say, really? And then the last one is the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth Normal to Dry Powder. in the shade 110 Porcelain, and I love wearing this in conjunction with the Maybelline Fit Me 110 Porcelain Foundation. But the Maybelline Fit Me line is so good. I actually feel like this is kind of a dupe for the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation. This feels so nice on the skin as well. It's super smoothing. I mean, that's what it's called. It's the set and smooth powder, and I really feel like it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's just so beautiful on the skin. So this is a great drugstore powder as well. So I found some great drugstore powders this year. I still love my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, and I still love the Laura Mercier and the NARS one, but those are the ones I definitely fell in love hard for this year. So that is it for base products, powders. The only setting powders for under my eyes I'm going to mention, you guys know my ride or die is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I love this for every single day of my life. It's my ride or die. But I also found a really good one this year that I've been using nonstop lately since I ran out of the Laura Mercier one. And this is the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. This is probably my favorite powder that I've tried for under my eyes because I am so picky with that. Oh my god, the powder's going to go everywhere, man. I feel like it's like kind of falling out. But this is so good. And this is like $4. And it looks so good under your eyes. I've been using it more and more recently because I really don't have that much of the Laura Mercier one at all. And this is really, really good. It's nice and it has a really nice under eye coverage. It makes it look brighter and it's just really good. So I'm probably definitely going to repurchase this. And I'm definitely glad I found that this year. It's really, really good. Okay, so that is it for those types of products. Now let's jump into the more fun stuff. We're only going to talk about 3 bronzers. And then we're going to get into the blushes and then the A Million highlighters that I have. So let's talk about bronzers first. You guys know I have to mention this one because this is one of my go-to favorite bronzers. I more so bronzed this year than I did contour. I still love contouring and there are certain powders that I love. But I just really wanted to mention my absolute favorite ones this year. I love the Kat Von D Shade and Light. I love the MAC Sculpting Powder, and I love the, I think that's it. But I wanted to mention, of course, my Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer Filter. This is definitely my go-to when I just, like, want to grab something and go out the door and I want to bronze really, really quickly. It's just so good. It's such a multitasking product. It just really looks beautiful. I feel like it's kind of a contouring and bronzing powder in one. I just feel like it adds just like such a gorgeous color to my face. This has been one of my favorite products for about a year or two now. As you can see, I love it because I've hit pan on this. I hit pan on this quite a long time ago, and I am working on using this up, but I just love this powder so much. It's just so good. I probably will repurchase it when I run out of it, but I love it. And then, of course, I had to mention the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is also an awesome product. I used this a lot this year. I found that I didn't really love it when I first got it, and now I think I really do love it. It just adds such a beautiful, like, light bronze to your skin, and it just, like, is so natural. I really only wear this when I want something very natural on my skin, a very natural bronze. I also love the smell. It smells like pina coladas, which is so, so nice, and it just smells like a coconut beach. And it's just a really nice, lightweight, easy bronzer to blend. It's just a really good bronzer. And then the last one is probably my favorite this year. I just really went hard with this year. I don't know why I didn't use it as much as I do now, but I think I truly love the NARS Laguna bronzer, and I'm mostly have been using it out of here. I'm probably going to hit pan on it this year. I'm going to try to. But this is what it looks like. It just has such a beautiful undertone. It's not too orange. It's not too brown. It's like the Marc Jacobs one. It just has a beautiful undertone to it. I love how you can see everything I'm doing. But it's just so good. It's definitely more pigmented than the Marc Jacobs one and the Physicians Formula. But the reason why I mentioned this one and not the Girlactic one or the Wet n Wild one is because I feel like that this just has the perfect undertone. It's not too pigmented, and I can go hard with it and it's not going to look too crazy. It's just so gorgeous. I love it so much. So those are the 3 bronzers I wanted to mention. I just wanted to mention the best of the best. I love contouring, but I really did bronze more this year than I did contour. Okay, now let's talk about some blushes. So all the blushes I'm going to talk about are from the drugstore. Just, I didn't really find myself gravitating towards trying too many high-end blushes this year. Let's talk about this guy first, and then, you know what, actually we'll talk about it last because it'll be a good segue right into highlighters. So, the first blushes I wanted to mention were the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. This one's in the shade Apricot in the middle, and this one's in the shade Rose Champagne. I just found a lot of good drugstore blushes this year. This one is really, really good. This is definitely my favorite one by far. I think this is one of my favorite blushes I tried this year. It is just so pretty on the cheeks. I'm wearing Max Warm Soul today, so I just wore one of my go-tos. I almost wore this one, but this is just so pretty. It just has such a beautiful like apricot undertone to it, and it's just like not a matte blush. It's just such a pretty like shimmery color, and I love that one. So these are just like a very light formula. They're not too pigmented, which I like. They're very buildable. And then the other one is Rose Champagne. Now, I don't love this one on my skin tone, to be honest. I mostly like using this one mixed with apricot in the middle because this one I feel like it's a little bit too light for me. So I feel like it doesn't add enough life to my face, but I still really love the formula, so I just wanted to mention it for that. It is a really good formula, and I really liked that one as well. And then the other two from the drugstore are the Milani Baked Blushes, and these ones are in the shades Luminoso and Rosum Romantica. Luminoso is so gorgeous. It is just so pigmented, and it's just such a good blush. So this is what it looks like. Oh, I just love the packaging. It's just so pretty. This blush is gorgeous. It is so pigmented, but it has like such a beautiful like shine to it. So that's what it looks like right here. You probably can't really see that either. Look how pretty that is. Don't you like think that's so pretty? Like, I love that. And then the other one is Rosa Romantica. This is actually a gorgeous highlighter, but it's also really beautiful as a blush as well. I know it's supposed to be a blush, but it really is gorgeous as a highlight too. It's kind of like a dual purpose product, so that's what it looks like right there. Look how pretty that is. It's like kind of a gorgeous rose gold blush. It's so pretty. Then the next one I wanted to talk about is the NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Nude to Me. I wore this so much after I got it, and it's just such a pretty nude blush on the skin. It's so pigmented, and I've always loved NYX blushes. They really have a beautiful, smooth formula, so that's that one right there. It's just so pretty on the skin. It's very pigmented, so it doesn't take too much to build it up, and I just really love it. So that's also a gorgeous one as well. And then the next one is from ColourPop. Of course, I love my ColourPop blushes, and this one is in the shade Birthday Suit. This is like the only cream blush that I had tried from ColourPop this year, but this was such a gorgeous color, and I love this one. And I definitely used this quite a bit this year. It's really, really pretty. So that's that one right there, and it's just like a really pretty pinky tone, but I don't have too many blushes to mention because I love my MAC ones, I love the Becca ones, I love the NARS ones. You guys know I've loved those forever, that I didn't feel like I had to mention them again. So I'm only going to mention the ones that I really did discover that were newer blush formulas this year for me. And then the last one is the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush, and this one is in the shade Just Natural. This blush really impressed me since I didn't love the concealer and the foundation that much, but the blush is gorgeous. It has such a smooth, beautiful formula, and it looks so pretty on the skin. So I definitely think the LA Girl powder products are better than their liquid products, and this one is that one right there. It's just a really beautiful natural blush. I don't know why I said beautiful. Okay, so that is the last blush I wanted to talk about. And then actually we have one more, but this one I went so hard with this year. I'm like so hard with this year, and I just loved this blush this year. So this is the ColourPop Double Play Pressed Powder Blush and Pressed Powder Highlighter Duo, and this is in the shade Getting Handsy, and that's the blush color. This is just such a beautiful, like, natural, everyday blush, and I went so hard with this one right here. This is the blush. It's just so pretty, and their formula is so smooth and so blendable, so pretty. It's just such a gorgeous everyday blush, and that was definitely one of my favorite blushes this year. And now we're just going to jump right into highlighters since I have to talk about this highlighter right here. This is the ColourPop Pressed Powder Highlighter in the shade Padded Down. There are so many highlighters I have to talk about, you guys, because I fell in love with so many highlighters this year. And I'm going to talk about my number one highlighters really, really quickly right after this. But this is the ColourPop highlighter I wanted to mention. This is so pretty. Like, gives you such a gorgeous shine. I almost wore it today, but I wore a different highlighter today. But this one is so pretty. That one is the ColourPop one right there. I'm going to try and angle this more so you guys can see that. Look how pretty that is. It just has like the perfect amount of glow. It's not like too intense, but the intensity is there. It's just so pretty on the skin. I love this. I actually just ordered another pressed powder highlighter from ColourPop because I love this one so much that I really wanted another one and try another one. So I got another one of those. So I love that. It's so pretty. So now we have to talk about my favorite highlighting formula this year. I would like die if I didn't mention these because I really did find some of my all-time favorite highlighting formulas this year, and these just blew me away with how amazing these were. And these are, of course, the Ofra highlighters. Oh my god, they're just so beautiful and so intense. Every time I put them on, I know what to expect. They're always beautiful, they're always intense, they don't look crumbly, nothing, they're just amazing. So this one is in the shade Rodeo Drive. Like, insane. Like, this looks like liquid gold. Like, look at this. Do you see how intense that is? Like, that's insane. So let's swatch it on my hand. Oh my god, it's so pretty. So that one is, oh my god, look how intense that is. Look how pretty that is. Like, insane. I love this one. It's so beautiful. This has become like my all-time favorite gold highlighter. I love it so much. And then Beverly Hills is also equally as gorgeous. Like, look at this gold color too. Like, I'll do 2 swipes of it. Look at that. Like, blinding. Blinding. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. And then we'll do like the white one. Oh my god. So pretty. So gorgeous. Like, every time I would go out, I would just wear these. I wore Beverly Hills on New Year's Eve, and it looks so gorgeous. This was the only one I brought with me to Connecticut besides the new Fenty Beauty one, which I'm also absolutely in love with. And I think the Moonchild Glow Kit from Anastasia, which I will be mentioning as well. But I just love these. They're amazing. So I love them, and I will continue to wear the shit out of these in 2018. These are like my favorite going out highlighters because they are so intense. They're so gorgeous. I just love them so much, so I highly recommend those. And then the next ones I wanted to talk about are a couple from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I mean, like, what's a highlighting Best in Beauty without mentioning Anastasia Glow Kits? I feel like you can't not mention them because they are such an awesome formula. Why am I dropping everything? Okay. Anyway, so we have 3 glow kits to talk about this year. Duh. This one was definitely by far my ride or die favorite highlighting glow kit this year. This is probably the collaboration that has impressed me the most since Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Face Palette. Becca's Jaclyn Hill Face Palette. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. This is so, like, hated in the beauty community, and a lot of people love it, and a lot of people hate it. This is so gorgeous, and it's so intensely amazing. Like, these are blinding highlighters, and I love these. They are so gorgeous. She did such an amazing job on this. This one is Glow Getter. No, this one's Forever Young, and this one is Glow Getter. Oh my god, they are so beautiful. Like, look at those. They're right here. Look how intense those are. Like, I just wore them a couple of days ago mixed together in my, actually I wore them in the Best in Beauty eye products video. So that was the highlight I was wearing in that video. So gorgeous. This Daydream highlighter, amazing. The Kitty Cat one I used so much for like when I was wearing pink outfits or pink eyeshadow. This was my go-to pink highlighter. And I would always mix it with Forever Lit to add more intensity. Just, I would mix all of these together and they're just so freaking gorgeous. But Daydream is so gorgeous. This is definitely like one of my favorite shades in the palette. That one is Daydream right here. It is so gorgeous. Like, that is not doing it justice. When I'm looking at it on my hand, it is so intensely orange. It's so pretty. And then I have to swatch Kitty Cat or I might die. Like, seriously, they're so amazing. So that one is Kitty Cat right there. Look how pretty. Like, they're so intense. So this was definitely my other favorite highlighting formula that I fell in love with this year. These are like on a whole nother level of intensity for the Anastasia Glow kits. I absolutely love this. And the Ofra highlighters and this kit were definitely my two favorite highlighters this year and probably my favorite highlighters of all time now. She did a fucking amazing job on this and I love this so much. It is so good. And then, of course, the other two I have to mention are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits in Moonchild and Aurora. I wanted to mention Moonchild really quick. I know this one's mad old now, but this was definitely my go-to winter highlighter kit, so I just wanted to mention it really quick. These are just so amazingly gorgeous. They are just so pigmented, and they just have such a gorgeous, like, icy undertone to them for, like, the winter time, and I love them. They're just so pretty. Let's just swatch the, like, the purple and the blue. Oh my god. It's so pretty. Look how pretty. Look at those. This one is Purple Horatio and this one is Blue Star. So pretty. There's like so many like gorgeous blue toned ones in here. Oh my gosh. That one is Blue Ice right there. They're just so gorgeous. If you like want to try something different, go for this. It's just so beautiful, so intense. But if you don't like glittery highlighters, you definitely are not going to like these. But I live for glitter and highlighters. If it gives me an intense glow, I am all about the glittery highlighters. And then the other one is Aurora, which is definitely the most recent one I added to my collection. Because this is the most recent one that she came out with. This one's already old, though. Like, this one's like 6 months old. So I'm like, where's the next glow kit? So this one is also, like, really gorgeous. And this one is probably more unique than Moonchild because this one has even more unique colors in here. Eclipse and Lyra are so gorgeous, like, so beautiful. They're like a tangerine color, and they're so pretty. These are just such gorgeous dual chrome highlighters. Helia's also gorgeous. Orion's beautiful. Luna is, oh my god, they're just so pretty. Let's just swatch a couple of them, because I could sit and swatch, like, highlighters, like, all day. It's, like, my favorite thing to do. So that one is Eclipse right there, and that one is the blue one, if you could even see them. But they are really gorgeous, and I love the Anastasia highlighters. They're some of my favorite formula. So this one also blew me out of the water too. That one was also gorgeous. And they just have like this space-like kind of vibe to them. And I just think they're so unique and different. So those are the three from Anastasia I really fell in love with this year. I just love those. Okay, then the next highlighters we're going to talk about. Let's talk about this guy first, because we have quite a few from the drugstore as well. So let's go through all the high-end ones first. Hopefully this one isn't like completely shattered when I talk about it. So this one I fell in love with. I thought that this one was just all hype. Oh, I am so full from dinner, you guys. Like, whew. But we're almost done. We only have a couple more highlighters to talk about and then 2 setting sprays and then we're done. So this one is the Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter, and this one is, oh my god, I'm getting highlighter all over me. What the heck? Crap. How'd that happen? This is the Jouer powder highlighter in the shade Skinny Dip. I couldn't read it because it's like kind of shattered on the inside. It's not too crazy, but definitely like some pigment gets, oh my god. I need to grab another tissue. Okay, so this is the Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter. I don't want to hold it up too much because I feel like it's going to like break. But these are so fragile, so be careful with them. But this is so gorgeous, you guys. But I feel like after I shattered it, it's not like the same quality. But it was so intense and so beautiful. This one is Skinny Dip right here. Look at that. So gorgeous. Like, I really thought that Jouer was just like a hyped up brand. But this is so beautiful, so I highly recommend this. I think that these are so good. But just be careful and don't drop them because they are super fragile. But that is so intense. I love that highlighter. It was so gorgeous in the summertime. It was one of my go-to highlighters for the summertime. I haven't worn it in a while, but I definitely want to wear it again. So the next ones I wanted to talk about are these ones from Lime Crime. I don't love every single highlighter in here, but I'm going to mention like 3 specific shades. So these are the Lime Crime highlighting palettes, and this one is in the shade Blossoms, and this one's in the shade Mermaid. So this one is Blossom. First off, I love the packaging, so adorable, and then this is what they look like, so pretty, right? And the one shade I really wanted to mention out of here, the one that I really fell in love with, is the shade Warm Gold. This shade is so intense and so beautiful. Usually I mix these two together and they are really pretty. This shade, not so much. It's not as pigmented as these two. These ones are so intensely gold. And this one is just, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so intense. This one, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Like, look how blinding that is. Like, insane. And let's swatch this one just to see if it's as blinding. It's not as blinding, but it's still really pretty. That one is the other shade called Sunset. But look how gorgeous those are for like the summertime. They are so intense for the summer, and this was definitely another one of my go-to highlighting palettes for the summertime because I loved that glow. So these are really beautiful and intense, and they last such a long time on the skin. The intensity, really, really beautiful. And then the other one is the Mermaids palette, and this is also a beautiful summery highlight. I did just recently wear this, I think like 2 weeks ago. I forgot what I wore. I think I was wearing my Sleeping Beauty dress, and I mixed like 2 of these highlighters together. I think I mixed the white and the blue, but the white one is so intense, like so beautiful. I know that's all I'm going to say is so intense and so beautiful, but look at that. Look how pigmented that is. I'm going to swatch it up. Ooh! Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, I mean, I know Lime Crime is such a, like, controversial brand, but their products are so bomb. Like, I don't understand why everybody hates them so much right now. They really are redeeming themselves. And look at that blue one. Like, insanely blinding. God, all I have is just highlighter all over my hand. I need to wipe some of these off. But again, this white one is just so intense. I loved mixing this with a bunch of highlighters this year. I think I mixed it a lot with like the Anastasia Glow Kits or something. But I definitely didn't mix this a lot, or I would wear it on its own. And it was so intense and so beautiful. So loved those ones as well. And then the next ones I wanted to talk about are... honestly, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea line is so good, and I really did fall in love with these highlighters more than like their individual ones. I returned the one in Exposed because I didn't like that one at all, and I really love the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 1 palette. I think I put that in my Best in Beauty last year, but I definitely fell in love with the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette this year. This one's actually the highlighter that I'm wearing today. I'm wearing 2 of them combined on my skin, along with NARS's Hot Sand. But of course I had to add a little bit more of an intense highlighter over that, because that's not my favorite highlighter. Like, it's not that intense on my skin tone, but this one is beautiful. This is such a gorgeous highlighting palette. So there's 4 shades in here, and the ones I usually wear the most are these 2 together, or these 3 mixed together. So we have Daylight, Skylight, Spotlight, and Candlelight, and look how pretty that is. It's just like kind of like a really pretty, like, not like super intense, but like just enough that it gives you a really beautiful glow. And these are just really buttery and smooth, and they're just a really nice formula. So those are those ones right here. I just think that the Tarte Rainforest of the C line is so good. I'm not like absolutely in love with the brand right now though, because they were kind of like doing some shady things lately, but this is an awesome highlighting palette. So definitely fell in love with the Rainforest of the C line more this year because it's a bomb-ass line. Okay, then the next highlighting palette is the NARS Banque de Sable highlighting palette. I know so many people raved about this highlighting palette this year. This is definitely by far my favorite highlighting formula from NARS. It's not my all-time favorite highlighters, but they definitely are very gorgeous highlighters. They just give like this beautiful, intense, wet sheen to your cheeks. And they're just, this white one is so pretty, and so is the gold one. So this is the white one, and that's the gold one. And they are really gorgeous. I gotta wear these again soon. So that's the white one, and that's the lighter one. Well, like the white gold one or whatever. And that, what was I gonna say? They're not like as intense on your hands as they are on your face. They are really gorgeous on the face, but these are really pretty to like mix together. I like mixing all three of these together to give me more of an intense glow, because you guys know I'm all about that intense glow life. Sometimes just wearing just one of them isn't enough for me, so I usually mix all three of them together, and it's just really, really pretty. So that's a really pretty highlighting palette as well. Okay, another high-end one. These are both individual highlighters. The first one I really fell in love with this year. I didn't really love this highlighter last year, but now I think I'm really in love with it. This is the Bobbi Brown highlighter in the shade Bronze Glow. It's just so intense and so beautiful. This one is like, it's really, really pretty. It's very bronze, but it's like a really gorgeous, intense highlighter. So that one is Bronze Glow from Bobbi Brown. Let's hurry up before we make this video an hour long, just talking about highlighters, not bronzers. And the last one is the Makeup Geek Duochrome highlighter in the shade Electrify. I definitely loved this one over the shade Lit. This is just so beautifully duochrome. It's like so intense on the cheeks. It's definitely just as good as the formula as the Kathleen Lights highlighting palette from Makeup Geek, and this one is just, it's so duochrome. It's like a yellow-green shade, and that one is right there. It's just so intense on the cheeks, and it was definitely one of my favorite highlighters this year. It's just so beautiful, and that one is right there. See how it like glows kind of yellow-green? It's such a unique highlighter, and I would wear it so much, and this was definitely one of my favorites this year. It's just so pretty. If you can even see it, there you go. So that's it for high-end. Now let's just get into a few from the drugstore, and then we will be done. So the first one I have to mention that I literally feel like is one of my favorite highlighters ever is the Maybelline Master Chrome by Face Studio Metallic Highlighter, and this one's in the shade Molten Gold. This is just so intense on your cheeks. It just gives such a wet look to your cheeks. It is just amazing. I really hope they release more shades. I did see that there is one new shade out, but my CVS did not have it, so hopefully I'll be able to find it, because I'm definitely going to buy it when I do find it. But this one is Molten Gold right here. It is so pretty on the skin. Let's just wipe off some of these so you can actually see it. I'm just going to try and swatch it a little bit better. So that one is Molten Gold from Maybelline. It's so beautiful on the skin. That one was really gorgeous in the summer as well. It's just so intense, and I love that one. Okay, and the next ones are the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders. These are amazing, you guys. These were so raved about for a reason. They are just so intense on the skin, and they are such an affordable price. If you don't want to spend too much money on a good highlighter, go for these. These are so nice on the skin. The first one, of course, is Precious Petals. This is a gorgeous rose gold highlighter. And I also love the design in there as well. I'm kind of going to breeze through these because it's like, how many times can I say it's so beautiful, so intense? I'm just going to tell you which ones are my favorites and that you need to try these. It's that one right there. Look at that. It's so pretty on the skin. And then the other one is called Blossom Glow, which is a really gorgeous, like, white, pink, duochrome kind of shade. It's very unique. So it looks like that. And then I'll swatch that one for you too, which is also really beautiful. That one is Blossom Glow. Look at that. Like, there's such an intense glow for such a good price. So like I told you guys, I fell hard for Wet n Wild products. They are just so beautiful. These are awesome. I love them. And then the other Wet n Wild highlighter that I love is the Wet n Wild To Reflect Shimmer Palette. And this one, I believe, is in the shade Boozy Brunch. This is so gorgeously intense as well. This one kind of has like a yellow gold shift to it as well. And it's very intense. This one is not as buttery smooth as the Mega Glow powders, but it still like packs a punch when you apply it to your cheeks, and it's just really intense and gorgeous as well. So that's it for the Wet n Wild ones, but they are all bomb, and you need to try them if you haven't tried them. And then the last drugstore highlighter is the Milani Afterglow Strobe Light Instant Glow Powder in the shade Afterglow. I know I always say this so weird, but this is really beautiful. This one really surprised me. It's not too intense, but it's definitely not subtle. It's like a really gorgeous, like medium intensity highlighter, and it's just really, really pretty on the skin. You have to really apply it to the skin. It doesn't really swatch very well at all, but once it's on your skin, it's really beautiful. But it's not going to be that glowy on my hand, but it's that one right there. And that one is also gorgeous. And that is it for highlighters, you guys. Holy crap. We had a lot of highlighters to talk about, and that's why this video is going to be 10 million years long. And then I just have 2 setting sprays to talk about, but I really did fall hard for a lot of highlighters this year. And those were just my favorite ones, and I think they're all amazing. I am very picky with highlighters, and those are the ones I fell in love with this year. And then the setting sprays I wanted to mention. The first one is the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. This is a great setting spray. It's very hydrating. It makes your skin very dewy, and I was using the crap out of this year. This is my second bottle. I think this is a great dupe for the Urban Decay one. It's very, very hydrating on the skin, and I really love that one. And then the other one is the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray, and this is the Prime and Correct and Set. I don't really like this for priming. I feel like it makes my skin very sticky, but I do love it for setting my makeup, and it smells amazing. And this is a very tacky spray, so it really does help my foundation last a long time. I really love this stuff. As you can see, I'm almost done with it. I have been using this like every day. I love it. And then, of course, my Ride or Die face powder is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Ethereal Light. This is the product that I use every single day. I did that in my Project Pan video. I keep on closing the actual top. This is also amazing. It's so smoothing on the skin and makes your skin look beautiful when you finish your makeup. And I love this guy, and I use it all the time. So that is it, you guys. Holy crap, I am so out of breath, and I can't believe I was going to include lip products in here, because there is no way. It would have been way too long. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Please let me know what your favorite face products were this year. Favorite foundation, favorite concealer, favorite blush, favorite highlighter. Please let me know. I'm always up for recommendations. I tried out a shit ton of foundations this year, though, that I'm kind of good with foundations. But if you have any concealers or primers to recommend me, please let me know. I am always down for new drugstore finds, because I found some gems at the drugstore this year. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Bye! And hopefully I didn't sound too dumb about talking about highlighters, but those were just my favorites, and I didn't want to talk about them for too long. I just really wanted to mention that I love them. And that's it. Bye!